Hi everybody, I'm Phil Black, former Navy SEAL and Navy SEAL instructor. And if you're watching this video right now, you are probably either on your way to Navy SEAL training, or seriously considering becoming a SEAL, or you're just very curious about what it takes to become a Navy SEAL. You know, training that is arguably the most unforgiving and just brutal military training in the world. So if you fall into one of those three categories, you have come to the right spot. Because of all things in the world to be an expert at, I happen to be an expert in coaching and training people to successfully make it through BUD/S. I've been doing this for the last 10 years or so with prospective SEAL candidates with great success. Success to the point where I am overwhelmed right now with demand. I can't help enough people. There aren't enough hours in the day. So I've created 4 free training videos to try to give you the key insights and mindsets and strategies so that you too can make it through BUD/S training. Now you might be thinking to yourself, what is Phil Black's experience so that he can give and train and help us get through BUD/S training? Well, my experience comes from 4 key areas. Number 1, of course, I made it through BUD/S myself, so I have that firsthand experience of the pain and the suffering and the sacrifice that it takes to make it through BUD/S in 6 months, first time, every time. Second of all, I went through BUD/S as an officer. I was 25 years old, so I had a slightly different perspective, probably a little bit more mature than maybe an 18 or a 19-year-old. So I saw the lay of the land through a different lens, and I think those insights will be very helpful to you. And third of all, I had the great fortune of, after doing several platoons, going back to the Naval Special Warfare Center as an instructor and as a phase officer. And boy, did that give me a perspective on the other side of the tracks. You know, obviously been in student once, now I'm an instructor. I'm able to oversee Hell Week evolutions. I'm sitting in on performance review boards. I'm having to drop students and consult with students. I mean, I really got an idea of the mindset of the 80% of the people who quit and the 20% of the people who succeed. And lastly, probably one of the most inspirational perspectives that I can share is my personal journey. How Phil Black started from point A and made it through SEAL training successfully. Now that all started back, I graduated from college, I went to Yale University, and immediately I took a job on Wall Street, one of these big, prestigious investment banks. I'm working 100-hour works, you know, it's one of these all-consuming jobs. So I'm overworked, I'm overweight, I am brutally out of shape, and it was 18 months before I took my first day off. And I went on a ski trip, of all things, and the second run down the slopes, boom, I blow out my shoulder. So I come back to New York, I get surgery on my shoulder, now my shoulder's in a sling. And at the same time, I had a cyst right at the base of my spine. So I figured, while the shoulder's down, I'll get the cyst removed. Well, they took a slab of meat out of my butt about that big, and I had 30 stitches holding my butt together. So here I am, out of shape, overweight. Now I have to stand up at work because my butt's stapled together. I have my arm in a sling, I've got a raised keyboard, and I'm trying to do the investment banking thing. Well, I'm relating some of these details with you because now the story gets interesting. From that very point, that low point in my life, fast forward 18 months, and I am saluting the commanding officer of Naval Special Warfare Center, graduating from BUD/S as a Navy SEAL officer. So how does that happen? How do I go from the low point in my life, 18 months later, to having one of the most grueling and arduous and jobs that are looked up to the world over? Well, I want to share that with you. I want to show you and teach you and instruct you and giving you the mindsets and the trade secrets and what it's going to take, not only what I did, but what scores of other people have done to make it through BUD/S successfully. And to do that, I've created these videos. The primary things we're going to focus on is, number 1, the decision. Are you even up to the task? Should you even be going down this road? The second thing we're going to talk about is physical preparation. Of course, everybody out there knows that SEALs are just, you know, physical terminators. They're unstoppable. How do you become unstoppable? How do you get your body BUD/S proof? I'm 6 feet 7 inches. I am nowhere near the prototypical SEAL. If a 6'7" guy from an Ivy League college can make it through BUD/S, you can too. And lastly, and probably most importantly, we're going to talk about the mental preparation. How to get that lockbox set in stone so that you know you won't quit. That's what I'm going to share with you in these videos. So So if you're interested, you're on your way to Buds, you're thinking about Buds, you're curious, put your first name and email address right here, and I will send you links to get those videos. Now, there's no obligation. We're not going to sell or rent your names. It has nothing to do with that. It's just the most efficient and the easiest and best way to get you the links to pop these videos up to learn about these things. So I urge you, if you're interested in any of that information, first name and email address, and we'll have a discussion just like we're having now to teach and coach you on how to successfully make it through Buds. I hope to see you in video number 1.